In this video, I'll be doing the first chapter, the rise of nationalism in Europe, continuation of that, and of class 10 history. Right, till so far in the previous videos, we have discussed about how the Napoleon Bonaparte was defeated in the Battle of Waterloo by the combined forces of Britain, Austria, Prussia. Right, and now after that defeat, Congress of Vienna was held, and how the Congress of Vienna decided the future of France. Right, so they reinstalled the Bourbon dynasty rule in France. So again, Europe was undergoing through a phase where the monarchs were ruling in different regions of Europe. Right, now today I will be discussing the age of revolution of 1830 and 48. These years were very important. This was a time period when Europe was facing many revolutions, and the beginning of these revolutions once again started in France. Now, the Bourbon dynasty ruler who was reinstalled after the defeat of Napoleon Bonaparte, one revolution took place in the year 1830 in the month of July, and once again the people in France, they forced the ruler, they overthrew the ruler, and the National Assembly declared France as a constitutional monarchy under the leadership of a new ruler, Louis Philippe. Right, and once again France was in a stage of political disturbances where another Bourbon dynasty ruler was overthrown by them. Right, and seeing this condition of France, Duke Metternich, who was Chancellor of Austria, who was one of the leading personality who stood against the Napoleon Bonaparte in the Battle of Waterloo, he once remarked that whenever France sneezes, the rest of Europe catches cold. Right, and this he said because in the context that whatever any incident that is taking place in France has its impact all over Europe. Right, people from different regions of Europe, they draw inspiration from whatever the incidences were taking place in France. Right, so this is this was a remark given by Metternich, and this is a very important from exam point of view. This statement many times is asked in paper, in which the statement is given: when France sneezes, the rest of Europe catches cold. Who said this, and in what context he said this? So it was said by Duke Metternich, and he said it because it was in the context that whatever is taking place in France had its impact all over Europe. Now talking about the impact of these revolutions in rest part of Europe, another important development took place. It was in the form of Greek War of Independence. Now Greece is a European, very small European nation, a very beautiful nation, and it was under Ottoman rulers of Turkey since 15th century. Now Greece was a Christian nation, and it was ruled by Ottomans who were Islamic people. Right, so somewhere the Greek people had this view that they might impose their culture, their language, their traditions on the Greece. Right, so they were struggling for their independence, and in their struggle, the other nations of Europe, they also supported the Greek people who were sent exile, who were living in exile. They also supported this struggle for independence of Greece people. Reason being, Greece was seen as a cradle of civilization. The earliest civilization that happened to be in Europe was in Greece. So it is called the cradle of civilization, and other Christian nations, Christianity is a prominent religion in Europe. So other Christian nations, they supported the cause of Greece. And with their support, what happened? A treaty was signed in the year 1832. It was the Treaty of Constantinople, according to which the Ottoman rulers, the Greece, gained its independence from the Ottoman rulers. Right, so this was all about the Greek War of Independence. Right. Now this was the time period when a parallel development was taking place. A cultural movement was taking place in Europe. It was called the phase of Romanticism. Now romance means love for nation. The people in Europe, they started depicting their love for their nation through different mediums. They used different mediums like poetry, were depicting their love, emotion, their sentiments towards their own nations. Right? Here are certain some important examples that are given in the book. It is of Johann Gottfried. He was a German philosopher who had this view that if you need to describe the culture of a nation, it can best be seen in the common people of that nation. And this concept was of Das Volk. Das Volk is a German term, right? And Karol Karpinski, he popularized opera. He used opera singing, and he popularized the folk dances like Polonaise and Mazurka for promoting the nationalist feeling among the people. So these became the symbol. These folk dances became the symbol of nationalist feeling. Right? People started adopting these styles. Then language also played a very crucial role in creating a common bond among the people. Right? Let's take the example of Poland, which was a part of Poland that was ruled by Russian Empire. Russians imposed their language, their culture on the Polish people, and people they show their resistance not using Russian language. They started using their own language, Polish language. The priests in the church, they were using their own language, and they show their anger, they show their opposition while using their own language. So language became a weapon of national resistance for these people. So till we have discussed these important revolutions, 1830-48. I'll be continuing with the same in the next video. Thank you.